Audiobook Academy Biography presents Melania Trump. As the wife of 45th President of the United States, Melania Trump is a prominent figure in the Trump family. Melania Trump, who was born in Slovenia, began her career as a model in Europe before moving to New York, where she met Donald Trump, a real estate billionaire. Barron was born in 2006, the year after the couple were married. It was in 2016 when Melania Trump became the First Lady born outside the United States since Louisa Adams in the 1820s. She went on to advocate for the Be Best campaign, which aims to improve children's mental and physical health. Early years. Melania Naus was born Melania Naves on April 26, 1970 in Novo Mesto, Slovenia, and her German name is Melania Naus, then part of communist Yugoslavia. He was a car dealer and her mother was a children's apparel designer. Thus her family had a lot of money. It wasn't until later in life that she learned she had an older half-brother, whom her father had from a prior relationship, in addition to her younger sister. Career as a model. 2 years after starting her modeling career at the age of 16, Melania was signed by an agency in Milan. While attending the University of Ljubljana for 1 year, she left out to pursue a career as a model. Prior to arriving to New York City in 1996, Melania worked in Milan and Paris as a model in her early career. Working with photographers such as Patrick Demarchelier and Helmut Newton, and scoring covers for Harper's Bazaar, Bulgaria, GQ, in which she posed nude in January 2000, and the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, she established herself in the fashion industry in New York City. Relationship with Donald Trump Jr. In 1998, Melania met Donald at a New York Fashion Week party. Despite her initial reluctance, the couple finally began dating and was engaged in 2004. Shaquille O'Neal and Barbara Walters were among the guests at their Palm Beach, Florida, wedding the following year, along with other celebrities like Matt Lauer, Katie Couric, and Bill and Hillary Clinton. Melania Trump gave birth to their son Barron William Trump in 2006. Donald, their spouse, has 5 children. In the same year, she also became a citizen of the United States of America. Presidential campaign. Melania was thrust into the national spotlight when Donald declared his plans to run for president in 2016, along with her previous modeling work, some of which was considered raunchy. Her 2000 British GQ spread, which featured her reclining naked on a fur blanket, was one of the first photographs from the shoot to go viral on the internet. Despite the criticism, Melania Trump's address at the Republican National Convention in July 2016 was determined to be nearly identical to Michelle Obama's speech at the 2008 Democratic National Convention. In the beginning, Melania claimed to have written the speech herself, but she was criticized by the media and the general public for stealing from someone else. Meredith McIver, a Melania staff writer, claimed responsibility for the blunder shortly afterward, claiming she mistakenly put some of Obama's address in Melania's talking points. After the incident, McIver released the following statement to explain it. As Melania worked on her recent First Lady speech, we covered a wide range of persons and issues that inspired her and that she wanted to convey with the nation. Michelle Obama is someone she's always liked. When we spoke over the phone, she gave me several instances from Mrs. Obama's address. I jotted them down and later included some of the language into the draft that evolved into the final presentation. After that, there was even more disagreement. An article in the New York Post released on July 30, 2016, showed Melania Trump in her underwear as she slept with another woman. These images were first featured in a French men's magazine that has since been discontinued. Melania was one of the most successful models and she did many photo shoots, including for covers in big magazines, Donald told the Post while discussing the nude photographs. Before I met Melania, I took this picture for a European magazine. Pictures like these are commonplace in Europe. In November, Melania gave a rare campaign address describing how she would fight cyberbullying as First Lady if elected. As she put it, we must instill in our children and future generations the core ideals of the United States of America, justice and equality for all. In light of her husband's well-known use of the social media network Twitter, the media quickly pointed out the irony. The First Lady of the United States. On November 8, 2016, Donald was elected 45th President of the United States after a crushing defeat of Hillary Clinton in the Electoral College. Melania Trump is the first U.S. First Lady born outside of the country since John Quincy Adams' wife Louisa, who was born in London. Melania and their son Barron would remain in New York City while Donald moved into the White House, allowing Barron to complete the school year at his private school on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Melania and Barron ultimately arrived in the White House in June 2017. By making an early attempt to use her position as First Lady to serve the public interest, she drew unwanted attention. Dr. Seuss books were distributed to schools across the country in honor of National Read a Book Day by Melania Trump in September. A Massachusetts elementary school librarian, however, turned down the gift, calling Dr. Seuss a tired and worn ambassador for children's books and decrying the choice of her school. There were hopes that the First Lady's anti-bullying campaign would help her achieve better outcomes. When she visited Orchard Lake Middle School in Michigan in October, she accompanied Education Secretary Betsy DeVos as part of the #NoOneEatsAlone campaign. "I always believe that you ought to treat each other with respect, and kindness and compassion," she said to the pupils in her speech. Vanity Fair ran a lengthy feature on the First Lady the following month. It was Melania who encouraged Donald to declare his campaign for president, fearing that he would regret missing out on the opportunity if he didn't, according to the story cited above. On the other hand, it is said that she had no idea she would end up in the Oval Office. One of the couple's long-standing friends said, "This isn't something she wanted and it isn't something he ever believed he'd win. This was something she didn't want, come what may. I don't think she expected it to happen," says a friend. The First Lady went all out for her first holiday season at the White House, whether or not she ever meant to dwell there. In a video posted on November 27, 2017, she showed off her holiday decorations, which included balsam fir trees decorated with icicles and glass ornaments embossed with the seals of every state and territory in the U.S. A total of 150 people from 29 states are said to have helped put the show together. Melania added in a statement, "The President, Barron, and I are eager for our first Christmas in the White House. Holiday customs are important to our family, as they are to many others across the country. Visitors to the People's House this holiday season, I hope, will feel at home." Policy objectives and differences. Reagan Thompson, a 27-year-old former National Security Council executive assistant and advisor to Congressman Mike Pompeo, was recruited as Melania Trump's policy director in January 2018. The First Lady's official platform is expected to be launched in the coming months, according to a spokesman. After the release of the bombshell book Fire and Fury, Inside the Trump White House, which characterized Melania as an unwilling participant in her husband's campaign who broke down in tears the night he was elected, Melania made the decision to step aside from her role as First Lady. According to reports, the First Lady was enraged by the book's assertions and urged her staff to counter them. A decade earlier, Donald was reportedly linked with an adult film actor, who was allegedly bribed to remain silent just before the 2016 presidential election. This led to rumors that First Lady Michelle Obama and her husband had a disagreement after canceling their planned World Economic Forum trip to Switzerland. As soon as Melania's spokesman addressed the salacious and flat-out false information on Twitter, Melania confirmed that she would be in attendance at the president's State of the Union speech on January 30. Be Best. Her program Be Best, which was announced on May 7, 2018, has three main goals: to improve well-being, combat opioid misuse, and spread positivity on social media. It worries me as a mother and as First Lady that in today's fast-paced and ever-connected society, youngsters may be less prepared to communicate or regulate their feelings and often turn to destructive or addictive behavior such as bullying, drug addiction or even suicide, she added. It concerns me. The value of a healthy and well-balanced lifestyle should be taught to children by adults, according to my opinion. Despite the East Wing's policy director's resignation in July, Melania returned to Be Best and spoke at a seminar on fighting cyberbullying on August 20. Asked how she could maintain her composure while her husband slammed Robert Mueller and former CIA Director John Brennan on Twitter, a representative for the First Lady said she was aware of the criticism, but it will not dissuade her from doing what she believes is right. Enforcement at the border. The First Lady spoke out about child separation at the Mexican border in June of this year, which has been a source of controversy for some time. The zero-tolerance attitude of Attorney General Jeff Sessions toward stopping unlawful entrance into the country, despite her husband's claims to the contrary, was the driving force for these steps. Trump's spokesperson Stephanie Grisham released a statement saying, "Mrs. Trump is appalled by the separations of children from their families and hopes that both parties will finally come together to achieve comprehensive immigration reform," she said. She believes we must be a country that upholds the rule of law but also governing with compassion. Melania made an unexpected visit to the Upbring New Hope Children's Shelter in McAllen, Texas, a few days later to see the facility and speak with the children and employees. In any case, her decision to wear a jacket bearing the slogan "I really don't care, do you?" before departing and again after returning to Andrews Air Force Base overshadowed the visit itself. Trump tweeted that Melania has learned how dishonest they are and she honestly does not longer care. After her spokesman minimized its significance and insisted there was no hidden message. Health concerns. Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in suburban Washington, D.C., performed kidney surgery on Melania Trump on May 14, 2018. In order to deal with a benign kidney condition, Melania Trump had an embolization treatment. It's probable she'll be there the rest of the week, according to a statement from her office. In order to continue her work on behalf of children all across the world, First Lady Michelle Obama hopes to make a full recovery soon. In the weeks following her release from the hospital, the First Lady continued to avoid the public eye, causing even greater concern about her health. There were no plans for Melania Trump to travel to Singapore to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the G7 summit in Quebec in early June, her spokesperson stated at the time. President Trump and his wife Melania both tested positive for COVID-19 on October 2, 2020. Although he originally came out negative, the results of a second test on Sunday showed him to be positive. Immigrants. Melania's previous acts as a foreign national trying to live and work in the United States came under examination in early 2018, when the administration was aiming to change the nation's immigration laws. After being granted a green card in March 2001 under the EB-1 program, which is often known as the Einstein visa because it is only given to those with exceptional aptitude, such as professors, business leaders, and Oscar-winning actors. EB-1 approval was questioned by some, who said that she did not deserve the honor. Others, however, argued that she did. Melania Trump's parents, Victor and Amalijah, were given U.S. citizenship in August of 2018. A merit-based method proposed by the president, which aimed to limit sponsorship of family members, was shown to have been violated by the First Lady's sponsorship of the two men's green cards. CNN White House correspondent Kate Bennett wrote an unauthorized biography of Melania in December 2019, titled Free, Melania. First Lady Michelle Obama's relationships with her husband and stepdaughter, Ivanka, were examined in the book, which also shed light on some of her most high-profile moments, including her Obama-inspired speech at the 2016 Republican National Convention. During the coronavirus outbreak in early 2020, the First Lady added her 2 cents by promoting the usage of face masks and recommending family activities via Twitter. She rehired Grisham in April after he served as White House press secretary for 9 months. Leaving the White House. While Donald Trump's presidency ended in tragedy on January 6, 2021 with a bloody riot in the U.S. Capitol, Melania wanted to leave her time as First Lady on a high note. Before the Joe Biden administration took office, she said in a parting address that the promise of this nation belongs to all of us. Because we are a single national family united in our pursuit of kindness, courage, and faith, we can carry on the American tradition of lifting our country to new heights. Other endeavors. Melania established a jewelry and skincare collection in 2010 as well. This is not the first time she has starred in an Aflac commercial, co-hosted The View, or participated on Celebrity Apprentice. Multilingual. In addition to her native Slovenian, several media publications claim that Melania is also fluent in English, French, Serbian, and German. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.